Good afternoon. Welcome to This is Private Practice, where it has been frustrating Thursday. I don't know about you, but it feels like everything has been out to get me today. Have you ever had those days? Seriously? Am I completely alone in having those days where you get absolutely frustrated? Oh, Adele Latu. Lovely to see you, darling sister. However, Sophie just told me that some debt that we have been chasing, we just had $1,000 put into our account. $1,000, yay! Okay, the rest can come in now. One of our frustrations has we've been doing some debt recovery from a large agency, and that requires you to go cross-eyed and for Sophie to create more spreadsheets and for us to use lots of paper and then sit there cross-eyed going. So we have one particular customer who we enjoy doing the work for their clients. But if you get the date wrong, 2 different types of codes could go wrong. Service delivery period could go wrong. If they personally can't read something on the invoice, like not that we haven't printed it, that they can't physically see it, that could go wrong. All the excuses that we have had about why some of these invoices haven't been paid, it is driving us to distraction. I tell you what, Sophie's tenacious. She does not let that go. If you've got debt recovery that needs to happen in your business, you need somebody who is tenacious onto that. She asks really good inquiring questions. So, woohoo, we're getting there. Hello, Beck McMurray. Lovely to see you. Hey, how are your little kidlets going and school going? Is that all going really well? So I wanted to talk into the frustrations today. I was out on the road, if in case you didn't see that picture earlier, and it was like everywhere I went, there was traffic delays. Now, I do live in Sydney and I was driving around Sydney, and we don't have great traffic infrastructure, but it wasn't peak hour and I was driving along. I didn't miss any turnoffs today. We do know that that's been an issue in the past. I had the right amount of time to make sure there was a little bit, but it was just like stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. And then you're standing at a stop-go person, because apparently we need lots of those at the moment. And it felt like they went to lunch while they were standing there. It was like, I don't understand. So anyone around Sydney in the Greater West who has to travel down that northern road between Penrith and Campbelltown, don't do it. Then I made the mistake of going into Penrith. I know this is going to be terribly boring for the people who have no clue geographically where this is happening. And I couldn't find a park. But the good news is we now have a knockbox. And you're all going to go, what the hell's a knockbox? Well, I think you should go Google it. What is a knockbox? I'm very excited that we have one in the office. We have needed one for a long time. So the knockbox is going to help us. And I look forward to someone finding out how the knockbox is going to help us. And then, of course, there were my email went out this morning and it had a mistake in it, and that made Sophie and I feel blue because we don't like making mistakes. And then we found another mistake this afternoon, so we felt blue. So frustrations, but they happen. It's okay. You don't have to live in the place of frustration. Oh, Beck, you've got traffic chaos going on. Yeah, I'm not driving to Newcastle from Penrith. Just not happening. We'll just meet somewhere else. Hawaii? Just saying. Frustrations. What I noticed was happening for me in the midst of frustrations, I came back and I felt like there was a lot of stuff I needed to get through. I had a lot of demand. Well, it felt like there were a lot of demands on me. And the faster I went, the more mistakes I was making. The faster I went, the more mistakes I was making. So I had this giggle moment where I realized how much time I was wasting because I was going so fast to try and save time. I wonder how many of us do this. We just spiral out of control. Got to get this done, got to get that done, got to get that done. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not the only person who behaves like this. But it was really useful for me to see that today, where it's like, I think I've retyped this person's name 3 times. That can't be an efficient use of my time here. So what do we do when we start to feel like we're spiraling in unhelpful ways? Well, the first thing we need to do is become aware that we're spiraling in unhelpful ways. I'm much better when I have behavioral prompts. So Sophie actually has a couple of codes that she uses with me. I'm not telling you what they are, because if you hear them, you'll know what's going on. My secret. So for me, just knowing that something wasn't right and getting a sense that the frustration was growing in me was enough of a prompt today for me to go, oh, something's got to give you. This is not okay. So I had to slow myself down, because the amount of time it takes to fix a mistake is often a lot more time than doing it properly in the first place. That's really hard for somebody with my personality and the features of who I am to say. But I have learned in my 40 odd years of being on this planet that if we do it right the first time, chances are we don't have to go back and fix it. And then you don't have to have all the issues that go with trying to remember what you did and where did that go and who did that and the blame, the game that goes on with that. Thank you, Beck McMurray. I appreciate that I am not alone. So it's not all frustrating, but today was particularly frustrating. Frustrating when you get a phone call from somebody who needs to pay you money asking you to change a date on an invoice because they can't pay it because the date was incorrect. Or could you just put it on this plan instead, this approval number? And it's just like, oh my gosh, this is why government agencies suck up all the money. I'm sorry, but I get really big organizations need the systems and the processes, which is why I love my business being the size it is. Yes, I've got efficiency improvements I can make, but we can be agile enough to sort that stuff out as it happens. Oh, hallelujah, all the hallelujahs. So I got to meet with a gorgeous client today. He actually was the quote that I put up earlier. We had this funny moment where I was like, come on, have we now finished with all of the excuses? Surely there are no more excuses. And he turned around and goes, oh no, I've got more. And seriously, deadpan, oh, I've got more. It was like a challenge. Oh, I've got more. I've got more excuses. If we need more excuses, if it's excuses you're looking for, which I burst out laughing, and he didn't understand what he'd said. That was so funny, because in his mind, I was obviously looking for excuses. But what it helped me do was ask a better question, actually find out what it was that was really stopping him from engaging in this activity that he says he wants to do. It's pretty important. It's a pretty important activity. Well, he says it's important. So what I was able to do today was go back to him and go, just how important is this? We worked out that if he doesn't participate in this activity, all these other things that he's got lined up can't come to fruition. So it was a pretty important conversation to have, but he had to make me giggle. There's a bit of laughter in today. That's cool. And some great news, some awesome news. So I have created a brand new opt-in, a brand new piece of awesome content for you. Now, it's going to be over on the Purple Co website, so I'll put the link up. So some of you haven't been exposed to that before. That's my private practice, and it's about how you can remain active at work. And not only is there a 3-page guide that can help you to do this, there's also a 5-day challenge on the back of it. It's a lot of fun, and it's not going to be hard. So I am really looking forward to people getting a hold of it, making use of it, and enjoying it. My expectation is that this will be up in workplaces, that we'll be sending this to family and friends, that we'll be sending this to clients going, hey, get a load of this. This is really easy because it's simple. It really is simple. And it's not about goal setting. Tricked you, not about goal setting. So I'm looking forward to getting that out today. It'll go out in an email. I'll put it up here as well. And Purple Co team, it's coming to you as well. So not a bad Thursday, even though I was frustrated as all heck. So tomorrow is Friday, Celebration Friday. We have another 2 people coming to give us quotes on screens for the doors, so I don't have to duck to avoid the wasp that likes to come in at about 3:30 in the afternoon. He hasn't arrived today. Maybe he's found another home. But I'm looking forward to having a workspace that doesn't include all the stinging insects. That would be fun. Actually, that would just be pleasant. And it's probably an OH&S requirement, let's face it. So until tomorrow, when we can enjoy Celebration Friday, go be your awesome self.